If you hate cats, it's not about the cats. It's about you. Welcome back, Mystic Meows community. Let me start with a statement that might ruffle some fur. If you hate cats, it might reveal more about society and yourself than you think. Why are these elegant, independent, and mysterious creatures so polarizing? Is it their sharp claws, their aloof demeanor, or is there something deeper, something woven into the fabric of history, culture, and human psychology? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on why cats are some of the most misunderstood animals in the world. And spoiler alert, it's not just about allergies or a scratchy encounter. Let's dive into the drama. We're about to dive deep into the tangled web of history, psychology, and media, where cats have been unfairly villainized for centuries. But here's where it gets really intriguing. There's a powerful connection between feline traits and femininity that might just explain society's uneasy relationship with these majestic creatures. And it doesn't stop there. Stick around until the end, where we'll reveal how you can take action to combat the mistreatment of cats and other animals. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Let's unravel the mystery. 1. Cats demand respect for boundaries. Cats have boundaries, and they're not afraid to enforce them. They're the ultimate champions of me time, reminding us that sometimes space is essential, even in relationships. Unlike animals that constantly seek attention or aim to please, cats operate on their own terms. They're not going to wag their tails just because you walked in the room. Instead, they'll observe, assess, and then decide if you're worthy of their precious time. And that's exactly what makes them so intriguing. Their independence teaches us something profound. Love doesn't have to be clingy or performative to be real. When a cat chooses to curl up beside you or give you that slow blink of affection, it's a genuine, unforced connection. In a world that often demands constant validation, cats remind us of the beauty of relationships built on mutual respect and freedom. They don't need to be with you every second, but when they are, it's special because it's on their terms. And honestly, doesn't that make their affection feel even more meaningful? 2. Historical superstitions from witches to villains. Cats have carried an unfair reputation for centuries, especially black cats. In medieval Europe, they were often linked with witches and bad luck, a superstition that still lingers today. Instead of being seen as the graceful, mysterious creatures they were unfairly cast as omens of doom. Even in pop culture, cats haven't fared much better. Think of Tom and Jerry. Poor Tom is always the scapegoat, the one we're meant to root against. While Jerry gets all the laughs, Tom is left to take the blame, and the broom hits. But here's the plot twist. In Japan, black cats are actually symbols of good luck. They're believed to bring prosperity and happiness, a far cry from the Western fear and suspicion they've endured. It's time we rewrite this narrative and give cats, especially black ones, the respect they've always deserved. These sleek, enigmatic creatures aren't unlucky. They're living proof that beauty and mystery can't be boxed into outdated stereotypes. 3. Misogyny and the feminine connection. Here's where things get really interesting. Cats are often associated with femininity. They're independent, mysterious, and selective with their affection, traits historically tied to women. And just like with women, these characteristics can be seen as threatening or undesirable to those who prefer compliance over confidence. Think about the language often used to describe cats. Sassy, difficult, cold. Sound familiar? These are the same labels society has unfairly placed on women who refuse to fit into predefined roles or who dare to set boundaries. The dislike for cats in many cases mirrors a societal discomfort with independence and autonomy, traits that challenge the status quo. And here's a thought to chew on. Men who openly hate cats? That's a big red flag. If someone struggles to respect an animal for being self-assured and setting limits, what does that say about how they view people, especially those who won't bow to their expectations? Cats, much like strong, independent individuals, don't exist to be controlled or tamed. They live on their own terms. Isn't that something truly worth admiring? 4. Cats aren't obedient like dogs. Dogs are often celebrated as man's best friend, while cats? They're dismissed as untrainable or lazy. But here's the truth. Cats aren't untrainable. They just don't feel the same need to impress you. And that difference can feel frustrating to people who expect blind submission from their pets. This expectation of obedience isn't just a matter of personal preference, it's deeply cultural. In many societies, obedience in pets is equated with loyalty, devotion, and even love. Dogs, who evolved as cooperative pack animals, thrive on hierarchy and teamwork. They've spent thousands of years being bred to take direction from humans, whether as herders, hunters, or guards. Their willingness to obey has made them invaluable partners and beloved companions. But cats? Their evolution took a very different path. Cats weren't bred to be loyal assistants or to follow commands. They were domesticated because they were excellent hunters who could protect food stores from pests. Their relationship with humans has always been based on mutual benefit, not control. This is why cats still retain their independence and self-reliance today. They aren't defying us out of spite. They're simply wired differently. This cultural bias toward obedience often leads to misconceptions about cats being lazy or aloof. But let's flip the script. What if we saw cats' autonomy as a strength instead of a flaw? Their independence teaches us something profound about relationships, whether with animals or people. Love doesn't have to be based on constant approval or obedience. It can be built on mutual respect, trust, and freedom. And yes, cats can be trained. But their motivation isn't about pleasing you. It's about finding something that benefits them. This means training a cat takes patience and understanding. It's not about dominance. It's about cooperation. When you teach a cat to sit, high-five, or even walk on a leash, it's a testament to the bond you've built with them. They're not performing for approval. They're engaging with you on their own terms. For cat lovers, this is the magic of having a feline companion. Their autonomy, their ability to choose when to connect, and their quiet self-confidence make their affection feel deeply special. When a cat curls up beside you, it's not because they need you, it's because they want to. Doesn't that feel like the purest kind of love? 5. Negative media portrayals. In movies and TV shows, dogs are almost always cast as the heroes, loyal, brave, and undeniably lovable. But cats? They're relegated to being the mysterious sidekick, the misunderstood loner, or, more often than not, the outright villain. Think of Scar in The Lion King, who slinks around plotting betrayal, or the countless grumpy, scheming cats in animated films who are depicted as cold, calculating, or even malicious. Cats rarely get the hero treatment. But why is this the case? Part of the reason lies in the unique traits that make cats so different from dogs. Cats are independent, elusive, and harder to read. They don't wag their tails to signal happiness or pant eagerly at your feet. In pop culture, this sense of mystery is often translated into something sinister, a reflection of our discomfort with things we can't easily control. Historically, these traits have made cats scapegoats for human fears and superstitions, from being associated with witches in the Middle Ages to being cast as the animal of choice for Gothic villains. The bias runs deeper when you consider how these portrayals are reinforced by the smallest storytelling details. For example, think how animal sounds are used in media. A dog's whimper is designed to tug at your heartstrings, evoking instant sympathy, while a cat's yowl is played for laughs or to signal danger. This subtle sound design reinforces the idea that cats are other, not companions, but creatures to fear, mock, or distrust. And these portrayals don't just stay on the screen. They influence how cats are perceived and treated in real life. Many people, especially children exposed to these depictions, grow up believing cats are aloof, unfriendly, or even mean. For some, this results in a lack of empathy or interest in adopting cats as pets, particularly black cats, who already face stigma and lower adoption rates due to their historical association with bad luck. Media stereotypes may seem harmless, but they can have real consequences for how cats are valued and cared for in society. But not all hope is lost. In recent years, we've seen a shift in how cats are portrayed. Iconic characters like Puss in Boots from Shrek blend cleverness and charm to create a cat hero we can all root for. TikTok and Instagram have also done wonders for cats, turning once misunderstood creatures into global stars. From Grumpy Cat's famous scowl to the majestic fluff of Smoothie the Cat, social media has helped cats reclaim their narrative, showing their playful, affectionate, and intelligent sides. Isn't it time we see more of this on the big screen? Cats are complex, independent, and endlessly fascinating creatures. They deserve more than to be the villains or comic relief. They deserve to be the heroes, too. The next time you watch a film or show, think about how the cat is portrayed. Is it perpetuating old stereotypes, or is it helping us see cats for who they really are? Let's start rewriting the script and give cats the spotlight they've always deserved. 6. The cool girl versus the crazy cat lady. Society has a strange way of pitting women against cats. Loving cats is often seen as quirky or even eccentric, while disliking them. That's considered cool or edgy. Think about the infamous crazy cat lady stereotype. It's rooted in misogyny, reinforcing the idea that caring deeply for cats somehow makes you undesirable or overly emotional. But let's take a step back. Why should loving an animal that's independent, intelligent, and utterly charming be seen as anything but wonderful? This outdated trope says more about societal biases than it does about cats or their owners. It's time to change the story. Cats are for everyone, and loving them isn't crazy. In fact, it might just be the sanest, most heartwarming choice you'll ever make. 7. Cats as predators, the hunter problem. Cats are born hunters. It's hardwired into their DNA. But while their hunting instincts are natural, some people see this behavior as cruel or unnecessary. Yes, they might leave us gifts like birds or mice on the doorstep, but this isn't malice, it's instinct. In fact, in cat logic, it's their way of saying, "Hey, I'm taking care of you." Of course, for those who want to keep the peace with wildlife, there are solutions. Interactive toys, puzzle feeders, and supervised outdoor time can help channel your cat's hunting instincts in a safe and enriching way. It's not about changing who they are. It's about meeting their needs while protecting the world around them. After all, a happy hunter is a content cat. 8. The TikTok problem, normalizing mistreatment. Social media is flooded with funny cat videos, but not all of them are harmless entertainment. Some cross a serious line, swinging cats by their limbs, holding them in awkward or painful positions, or intentionally provoking them for laughs. These videos rack up views and likes, but at what cost? They often reinforce harmful stereotypes that cats are mean, difficult, or even deserving of mistreatment. But why do these videos go viral in the first place? Social media thrives on shock value, and algorithms are designed to prioritize content that generates strong emotional reactions, whether it's laughter, outrage, or surprise. Unfortunately, this means that exploitative or harmful behavior is often rewarded with visibility, likes, and even monetization. The problem isn't just the creators of these videos, it's the system that amplifies them. What's even more troubling is how this content shapes our attitudes toward cats in real life. When people see cats reacting with hisses, scratches, or defensive postures in these prank videos, they begin to believe the stereotype that cats are aggressive or unlovable. For impressionable viewers, especially children, these portrayals can normalize mistreatment and reinforce the idea that animals exist for our amusement. But social media isn't all bad news for cats. In fact, it's also given rise to some of the most beloved feline icons of our time. Grumpy Cat, Maru, and even TikTok-famous rescue cats who've found loving homes. These positive portrayals celebrate cats for their quirks, independence, and charm, showing the world just how incredible these animals can be. So how can we tip the scales in favor of compassion? If you come across harmful cat content, don't scroll past. Report it, call it out, and refuse to engage. Instead, share videos that show cats thriving in loving environments or display their natural intelligence and grace. Platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram are powerful tools for shaping public opinion. Let's use them to highlight the beauty of cats, not exploit them for cheap laughs. Remember, cats aren't being difficult or mean in these videos. They're simply reacting to mistreatment. It's up to us to set the narrative straight and ensure that all animals are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. 9. Allergies, a biological barrier. Cat allergies can be a real deal-breaker for some people, and it's no secret why. Around 30% of allergy sufferers react to a protein in cat dander called FeL-D1. This tiny protein can cause sneezing, watery eyes, and even breathing issues for sensitive individuals. But here's something we rarely discuss: how allergies are sometimes used as a socially acceptable excuse for disliking cats. While allergies are a legitimate issue for many, they've also become a cultural shorthand for avoiding deeper discussions about why some people dislike cats. How often have you heard someone say, "I'm allergic," when, in reality, it's not the sneezing that bothers them. It's the cat's independence, hunting instincts, or refusal to obey commands. By blaming allergies, people sidestep having to confront or even admit their underlying biases toward cats. On the flip side, for those with true allergies, living with cats doesn't have to be a lost cause. Hypoallergenic breeds like Siberians and Balinese produce less of the fel-D1 protein, making them a great option for some. And for cat lovers determined to make it work, creative solutions like regular grooming, HEPA filters, and allergen-reducing sprays can make coexistence possible. This discussion of allergies highlights something deeper: our willingness to adapt for the things or creatures we love. For those who truly adore cats, a little extra effort is a small price to pay for the joy of their companionship. But for those who claim allergies as an excuse, it's worth asking, what are they really avoiding? A runny nose or the challenge of loving an independent, self-sufficient creature? 10. Cats don't need us, and that's okay. Here's the real reason some people dislike cats. They don't need us in the way dogs do. Cats are independent, self-sufficient, and operate entirely on their own terms. They don't follow you around looking for approval. They come to you when they decide. For some, this autonomy can feel distant or even threatening. But for others, it's what makes cats truly magical. Loving a cat means embracing their quirks, their boundaries, and their unique ways of showing affection. It's not about control or constant validation. It's a relationship built on trust, mutual respect, and the understanding that love doesn't have to be clingy to be meaningful. And when a cat chooses to love you, it's real, unforced, and deeply special. Cats have been by our side for thousands of years, not as servants, but as companions who remind us that love is about choice, not obligation. They've survived centuries of superstition, misrepresentation, and misunderstanding, yet they've remained steadfast in their quiet, unshakable confidence. They don't demand our affection, but when they offer us theirs, it feels like the purest, most unforced connection imaginable. Consider this. In ancient Egypt, cats were revered not just for their grace and hunting skills, but for what they symbolized: protection, wisdom, and mystery. They were companions of the divine, guardians of the home, and symbols of balance and independence. Thousands of years later, we still have much to learn from them. One of my favorite quotes about cats comes from Ernest Hemingway, who said, "A cat has absolute emotional honesty. Human beings, for one reason or another, may hide their feelings, but a cat does not." Isn't that what makes them so special? Cats never pretend. They are unapologetically themselves, mysterious, independent, affectionate on their own terms, and endlessly fascinating. So as we move forward, let's challenge the narratives that reduce cats to villains or objects of ridicule. Let's celebrate their uniqueness, their resilience, and their ability to teach us what it means to love without possession. Whether you're a lifelong cat lover or someone just starting to appreciate their magic, there's always room to grow, learn, and advocate for these incredible creatures. If you've enjoyed this video and want to help us spread the message, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mystic Meows. By subscribing, you join a community of cat lovers dedicated to celebrating and protecting these amazing animals. And when you share this video, you help us educate others and rewrite the story about cats. Together, we can create a world where every feline gets the respect they deserve. If you ever witness mistreatment, whether in person, online, or in society at large, don't turn a blind eye. Speak up, educate others, and be the voice cats cannot have for themselves. And remember, every slow blink, every soft purr, and every curled-up nap by your side is a reminder that love doesn't have to be loud to be meaningful. Now over to you. Have you ever faced judgment for being a cat lover? What's your take on why society misunderstands cats? Share your experiences in the comments. Let's start a bold conversation. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and give your cat an extra scratch behind the ears for me. See you soon on Mystic Meows.